My name is Rhapsody and welcome to Hand of Fate 2. Hand of Fate's a little difficult to place in terms of genre. I would say it's a mix-up of the spectacle fighter, a card game, roguelike, a dungeon crawler. It's got a lot of elements from each of those and it interweaves them in a really interesting and unique way. I do not have a Let's Play on the channel of Hand of Fate 1, and I typically do like to go through a series, pay homage to what came before. That said, I have recorded a Let's Play for Hand of Fate 1 very long ago, I want to say in 2015, and I never released it. I recorded a whole Let's Play bar for the final episode, and I never released it, because there was, in my opinion, an imbalance in the late game that really marred the experience for me. I loved the game, and I even said so in a negative review I wrote, that I love so much about the game and about the way in which it presents itself and the mechanics it uses. But I felt that imbalance in the late game was too much. And I felt that my frustration made the Let's Play uninteresting to watch. So that's why there's not a Hand of Fate 1 Let's Play on here. But it's why I will have a reasonable modicum of understanding for the Hand of Fate universe and the Hand of Fate mechanics, because I've worked with them before. For 20 hours I played the game. Anyway, by the way, it did turn out that that balance concern that I had in the late game for Hand of Fate 1 got fixed like a month after I stopped playing it. So it's unfortunate, the timing, because by then I'd moved on to other games and I couldn't revisit it. So I'm kind of taking this as my opportunity to revisit Hand of Fate with fresh eyes, because I already know there's so much I like. Oh, that's a flashy opener. I love it. I believe we're about to go into an opening cinematic, so I'll see you on the other side of that, savvy?
Your memories are fading even now, gone to form the soul of the game we play. These pieces are new, as are the stakes. Life, death, and vengeance. We must ride, for time is short, and you have much to learn. Make your first choice, and let us set these wheels in motion once more.
Okay, so since I didn't completely finish the story of the first one, this is the dealer. I knew the dealer was going to be the end boss of the first game. I have to imagine that we've given him that scar. Oh, I don't know. Or we might be a different player character if they're allowing us to choose our gender this time, because in the previous one, if I recall correctly, you were just a character. They gave you a character. So I guess we're a different player character. I'm gonna choose a lady.
These cards represent your history and our game. We know where they end, for you are here. Therefore, these cards must guide you to my side. Let us see what the journey holds.
The Fool.
The Fool steps into nothingness, because they know no better. In the same way, you must step into the void. You are a blank slate, and together we will write your history.
Can you explain what the coin does? Nope. Okay, so the coin that he just took off of that card is the way in which you unlock more encounters and more cards. In general, a mission will have a coin that you will earn. That coin will then award you cards that you can use to create instances, equipment, and encounters that will be encountered in later missions. It's much clearer when we actually get to the point that we start to create a deck rather than in this tutorial, so I'll explain it again at that time. You've stumbled many miles through the forest in search of the thieves who robbed you. Though exhausted and hungry, you're determined to reclaim your father's amulet. So the Four of Greed and the Leader. So the Four of Greed is the amount of different enemies you'll be fighting in this circumstance, or amount of enemies available in the circumstance. And Greed is their type. So 4 of Greed will be 4 thieves, right? 2 of Scales in the first game was 2 lizard men, things like that. You finally catch sight of the thieves hacking at a large tree and arguing amongst themselves. Move closer to eavesdrop or keeps your distance. We're gonna move closer.
Every element of the game has been improved, even those that seem at first glance familiar. Do not worry, you will soon understand the nuances.
Oh, I wonder if that's actually important mechanical information there. So, in the first game, I believe you were unable to track those cards? Or you were able to track those cards, and it's changed for the sequel? Regardless, I saw one of the successes go over the top of the deck and then over to the other side, so it had to be a success. Creeping forward, you overhear the leader spouting orders. "It's simple," he says. "These idiots walk down the road. You push over the tree and jump out. They'll be too scared to put up a fight and we'll get rich." Why don't we just jump out and stab them? One retorts. Another hooded figure chimes in. "Yeah, corpses don't put up a fight either." Frustration rises in the leader's voice. "The Empire doesn't care if a few farmers lose some sprouts, but drop a corpse on the Royal Road and the place will be filled with soldiers before you've even spent the coin, and we don't need that trouble. Now, quiet, here they come." You soon spot a group of farmers coming around the corner, bringing their wares to market. The thieves fell the tree onto the path of the unsuspecting farmers and leap out, weapons brandish. "Give us all your food!" Leap to the farmers' defense, offer to help the farmers, warning it won't come for free, or help the thieves with their extortion. We're gonna be a goody two-shoes here. We will draw our weapon with practiced skills. "Well," you hear the leader's voice, "you lads handle this. I'll meet you when you're done." I chose a bad voice for the leader because I didn't know he was gonna have that much dialogue. And that voice hurts my throat, so I am almost certainly going to retcon their voice to something much easier to perform. So here's the point at which we get into a spectacle fighter. Thug. Violence for the sake of violence and theft for the sake of money. Thieves attack frequently and can evade standard attacks, making heavy weapons less effective. And I'm fighting alongside some farmers. So there is a finisher on L2, a weapon ability on R2. I believe if you strike a certain amount of times with a weapon, so it looks like 9 in the top right, you can see. If we strike 9 times with this weapon, then we'll be able to use the weapon ability, which is effectively just like a critical hit. It'll do a lot of damage. Standard attack, defend, bash, evade. The defend is effectively a parry. And move and camera. Okay. So it's got that kind of classic spectacle fighter. Parry, hit, parry, hit, parry, hit. Kind of gameplay. It's really, really simple at the outset until you start introducing enemies with specific different counters. So we're talking people with shields that you have to bash, or people with unblockable attacks that you have to roll away from. Things like that. And beautiful. I did get hit twice there because I wasn't focusing at all. But that's me. That's how we do. The farmers fumble in their haversacks in gratitude. "Thank you, adventurer. I'm sure that after they took our food, they would have taken our lives as well." We get 7 food and 5 more food. Food is the resource that we expend as we traverse the dungeon. You fall on the food with a sigh, shoveling bread into your mouth to quell your hunger. Your satisfaction lasts only a moment before you realize your father's amulet is not among the takings. You consume 1 food. Their leader must still have it. You set to your feet, determined to find him. So you can see in the bottom left 3 resources. We've got life, 97 out of 100. We've got 16 food, and we've got 10 gold. Gold's obviously for trading and bartering and any of the different... A lot of bribing with gold in this game as well that you might encounter along the path. Food is every single space you move. I believe it's every new space that you move to. You'll consume a food and you'll regain 5 health, and health is health. Health is health is health. A friend in need is a friend indeed. While enjoying a moment beside the fire, you spy a strange figure approaching your camp. It's a goblin dressed in what must pass for goblin finery. From beneath a filthy fox pelt serving as an ill-fitting wig, the goblin winks at you with wild red eyes. "Aha! I've been roaming for hours trying to find you. We must get this over with quickly if I have any hope of getting to all the people on my list before sunrise. It lowers a sack from its shoulder. Now, from within my sack I can conjure whatever your heart desires. The goblin's voice trails off as he examines the sack. Well, I could if there wasn't a great big blooming hole in it. His head disappears entirely within the bag until his bulbous nose protrudes from the breach. A new plan then. The goblin pulls out the last of his trinkets. A warrior's axe, soldier's sword, or a shield. I'm going to just go with the soldier's sword. It has riposte against northerners. Riposte will deal 125% damage. It can riposte enemies between enemy combo attacks. Additional defense from a shield is useful against northerners. There's also the warrior axe, but the thing is, the warrior axe is a heavy attack, so those get evaded. It even says there, bash deals additional armor to damage to armor and enemies while they block, but it is susceptible to evade. And since we're fighting thieves, that's going to be a bad idea. Shield is used to defend to reflect ranged enemies. And we'll go with the sword. Replace our current equipment with it. A wise choice. Now, I must go. There are others I must visit before I rest. I don't know why he became Junkrat from Overwatch. What a bunch of misfits and freaks we've got here. I love it. But apparently that's who he is.
This card has a token. Can you find it?
Exactly. So this is something that is offering us a token. We will have to accomplish something in this encounter to earn that token, to then earn us another card that we can put in later, which itself might have a token, and then you end up with storylines where you unlock each encounter by the successful completion of the prior encounter. Your journey through a forest is interrupted by an inquisitive child. It's uninterrupted by an inquisitive child. There are no inquisitive children. Only inquisitive adults and stupid children. Are you searching for the forest, folks? My uncle says they used to walk these woods giving out gifts. I want you to find one and ask for a lemon cake. As they dash off to peer under a nearby log, the child shouts back, "Remember, if you meet the forest folk, get me a lemon cake!" In the other direction, an eerie song hangs in the air. You attempt to find its origin. Woo! Didn't fail. Beautiful. You follow the song through the thicket and stream until you find an open glade bathed in golden sunlight. You find an aged maiden, her posture bent like the boughs of a forest. "It has been 12 winters since I had a visitor." Her voice is whispered, yet it thunders in your ears. "You may visit me when you are in need, adventurer."
This is yours now. Even if you lose the challenge, you have earned this token.
Beautiful. The Royal Road. A trail of fallen trees and distraught farmers leads you to the thieves who had stolen your amulet. It seems the infighting has only gotten worse. The bandits surround their former leader, weapons drawn. "Everyone will get their fair share. No need for violence." I've heard of a thief talk about fair shares, spits one. "You turn up and boss us around. We've barely stabbed anyone. It's been days since I've stabbed someone. Days." The leader notices you approaching and waves you over. "As much as I'd love to continue this discussion regarding stabbings, I'm afraid I have urgent business with my associate here." As he greets you, he whispers, "Keep me alive and there'll be plenty of gold for your trouble." Tell him gold cannot replace the amulet he stole. He holds up a finger. "First rule of negotiation, never let them know what you want. Kill my associates and I will gladly return your amulet." Ever reliable, the thieves draw their blades to mug you. The leader runs away to hide. There's no way we are going to give them the food and gold. "Give us your stuff or we'll stab you up," growls one of them. You consider your options. Perform a quick riposte by attacking immediately after defending an enemy attack. So that's a parry and riposte. Got it. You draw your weapon and prepare to deal with the miscreants. Don't mind if I do. Okay, let's see if we can actually do this one flawlessly. Uh-huh. Yeah, it's just triangle at the right time. It's very Batman. Oh! That's like a... Damn it! That was a kind of great sword golf swing style attack. Like a Dark Souls great sword attack. Okay, and down. Beautiful. So it was only hit what? Once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. Am I dead? Am I dead? Did I die? Who knows? The Royal Road is complete. With the battle resolved, the thief leader nods in approval at the carnage before him. He holds out a hand. The name's Malaclips, Bard extraordinaire. I've changed his voice again. His smile fades under your withering glare. Sensing your anger, he raises his hand in surrender. Wait, let's not be hasty. We're on the same side here. I'm an upstanding citizen, just like you. I've been working with the thieves, yes, but only for the greater good. No, really. They were killing people before I came along. I know it seems bad, but look. He pulls out an amulet from his pockets and presses it into your hand. All is forgiven, yes? You stare at the amulet. It does not look familiar. Oh, Malaclips says, scratching his head. He opens the small satchel. So, which one is yours? Lion, Pharaohhead, bull, and looks like grain, or a bird of prey of some kind. I'm gonna go with lion. The lion amulet. That suits you. Very similar facial structure. So you know what? I'm lonely. You're lonely. We should work together. You've befriended Malaclips the trickster. We should probably get to know one another, seeing as we're going to be friends for life. Tell me, where are you from? It's a tale as old as time, my friend. And as soon as I get the option to tell you, I will choose from them, and then you'll know. Come on, and... Yep, it is time for character customization. Let's go. I am from Darkest Dungeon. I am from the crossroads where the devil offers you different options. Oh no, these are actually character affecting. Okay. I think I'll go with Forest. Okay, this is short, bald. Oh, that's a look. That's like Hellion from Darkest Dungeon. I like it. Do I go with brown or black hair? Those are the only two that I really like here. I'm gonna go with black. No, I'm gonna go with brown. And then I already have chosen my amulet and a color scheme. Is there any way to zoom out? Yeah, that's pretty much the only good one there, I believe. At least in my opinion. Alright. I'm finished. That's my character. I'm glad I don't have to name them, though. Because I suck at coming up with names for main characters. Oh, by the way, we, friend, owe money to Vingus, the Thieves Guild. He's quite angry at us. We should probably journey to Myabridge together to appease him. Some gold should do. Although, come to think of it, I'm rather busy. Malaclips eyes a pretty trader walking up the road. Say, it'd be best if you get the gold and I meet you there. Oh man, we're an absolute chump.
Let us learn what sort you are. Strong, clever, wise. The circumstances under which you come here put the lie to that.
You enter a competition of strength and affair. A gold prize is available to the winner, and it looks like the gold prize is 10. In the first round of competition, your opponent is the diminutive Roland, a halfling from a traveling troupe of acrobats. Heh!
These dice are another small game embedded in our game.
Not going to continue? Okay, so it looks like it's just like Devil's Dice. You have to roll higher than the target. Roland is no match for your strength. He gives a disappointed backflip off of the table and collects his meager winnings, then cartwheels out the door. Beautiful. You take your reward from the pursuer on the way out of the tavern. When you return, you will complete the next round for a larger prize. Don't mind if I do. I don't know if I can just go back to that place.
The roads have become even more deadly since the Empire has come to power, despite their promises of the opposite.
The road ahead is blocked by an overturned carriage and a woman asking for help. Please help, she cries. I've been robbed by a band of thugs. Is there anything you can do? Assist the distressed woman. All right. Gotta meet a 12. Looks like we got it. Yeah, nice. 6s and 5s.
You are learning.
I don't know if I learned anything there. This is dumb luck. Thank you, the woman says as you help her from the carriage. Please accept this as a token of my gratitude. Oh, nice. You healed 6 of my health. Okay, 10 gold. I'll do that. You thank the woman and continue along your way. All right.
Water is a symbol for the many thoughts that churn beneath the surface. What is it you're thinking of?
Reading this card
concern
primarily.
is worrying at your mind.
Whether or not this card
Let it
will be
fall
dangerous.
into the waters beneath.
When crossing the stone bridge, you suddenly find yourself confronted by a villainous band. Stand and fight or leap into the river. I mean, I kind of want to fight him. But it's also super easy to leap into the river. Yeah, alright. Uh-oh. Okay, so I'm gonna choose these two to re-roll. Uh-oh. Uh-oh! We ballsed it up!
Are fair, and thus you have lost this round.
Sometime later, you wash ashore, soaked and battered. The dealer moves you to a random encounter card. Okay.
Celebrations in aid of what? You see how quickly the actions of the usurper are turned into tales for children.
The usurper. I guess that was our player character from the first game. Nearing the sleepy hamlet of Dulwich, you find the villagers in some midst of celebration. Much of the activity concerns a large paper and wooden statue depicting a fearsome warrior looming triumphantly over a prone lizardman. Let's ask the locals what's going on. A friendly stable hand explains, in a bygone age, our town was beset upon by half man, half lizard. There was no food, and no respite, and very little hope. Salvation came in the form of a nameless warrior who hunted the beast for little more than a handful of coins and a crust of bread. He smiles warmly at the festivities. We honor the warrior like this. The statue is filled with food and gold, and we take turns smashing it to bits with a club. You're welcome to join us, and you keep whatever falls out. Alright, follow the parade. The parade ends in the town square. You watch as the villagers take turns smashing the statue with a club and gathering food and gold that spills out. A local notices your interests and asks if you would like a turn. Watch a local go first. You allow a young girl to go ahead of you in the queue, an act of courtesy that grants you the opportunity to see how this works. The crowd cheers enthusiastically as the child smacks the lizardman ankle with the club and gathers a few golden coins and wrapped sweetbread that falls out. Soon it's your turn. You accept the blindfold and take the club into your hands. Oh, let's get that huge. Yeah! You bring the club down with a thunderous crack that silences the crowd. The statue splits open and as they erupt into a boisterous roar. Coins and sweets flow freely from the huge cavity you've created. You survey the spoils and try to scoop them up before anyone else can. All of those or no? Okay. Oh, that's like the worst result. You scramble to gather the bounty on each. Would you like to try and gather some more? Oh, okay, so there's now a failure in these. Yeah. Because of course I did. Before you can gather anything, a young child shovels the bounty into the basket and scampers off. With your turnover, you leave.
Here we come to the end of the beginning. Running errands for mages. This will become a theme, I dare say.
You arrive at Maya Bridge as the sun begins to dip below the horizon. You find Malaclips perusing a selection of cheeses by the market. Ah, if it isn't my good friend the adventurer. Did you bring the gold? Vingus has arranged to meet us in the graveyard. Go to the graveyard. You wonder whether this spot was chosen for its seclusion or easy body disposal. Vignus, rather, greets Malaclips with a sly grin. Looks like you turned up after all, with a lackey in tow. We had our doubts, you know. Vingus cracks his knuckle and giggles. Well now, Malaclips, convince me. What's to stop me cutting off your head today? You reveal some gold as Malaclips scrounges in his pockets for some too. The heavy satchel of riches lands at Vingus's feet with a thud that echoes through the silence of the cemetery. You lose 30 gold. That's a deal done. That's not the right accent. Malaclips says, worry obvious in his voice. No need for further troubles. I'm sorry, Mal. Vingus grins. You should have known the guild was never going to let you pay with cash stolen from our members in the first place. Every single character line is going to be a different, completely vague and unintelligible voice. I apologize for that. It's born of the fact that I am not good at accents. Not even my own. Vingus the Craze. Treacherous and greedy, a dangerous combination. Anarchists throw flaming bombs that cause fire damage. Your armor is of no use to you here. Whee! Huh? Nope. I'm not getting hit by any of those fire bombs. I refuse. And poke. No! Almost got hit by that one. Oh god! I was so close to getting out of the way of that. But horseshoes and hand grenades. Only things where close enough matters. But we actually get a point where we can use a finisher, and now it's time to fight Vingus. I dare say you're not going to be that much of a problem. Okay, so do I take no damage when I'm in doing a finisher? Because it looked like I took no damage there. Woo! Oh, right through the shoulder blades. I love it. Dead drop indeed. Malaclip scratches his chin thoughtfully. Seems you could do with someone savvy to help you navigate these tricky matters of diplomacy, like maybe killing everyone wasn't the best idea. Come, let us discuss our partnership over an ale or two. So we've earned the card from the Fool.
Well done. You have cleared the first challenge, and now we can move on to the next.
So we open our earned coin, and we get Cardinal Blade and Bastion of Purification. 2 pieces of equipment. For later, we get a encounter called the Market Thief, Tarts, Pies, and Exotic Lies, Fork in the Road, and Arm Wrestling. And we also get 2 main quest lines. Or main quest lines? No, it looks like they are just Malaclip's friend lines. Malaclip's the Problem and the Trickster. Then this is another one we earned. I believe this was for, the Forest Folk. We get the Old Maiden. And that should be it.
Welcome to my challenges.
For the Fool.
Together, we will traverse 22 paths of wisdom and despair in the hope of awakening.
Complete more challenges to unlock. So there's the Fool, the Magician. These are obviously based on tarot cards. In the next episode, we are going to actually demonstrate the way in which you build a deck, the depth of different encounter systems, of course, and hopefully complete the Magician. Until then, my name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Hand of Fate 2. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves. There's a playlist in the description down below with all of my content of the game past, not past, present and future. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you next time.